So let me tell you, man. The last couple of years, we've had this thing, where people are like, the South will rise again. Like, people are holding on to their love for the South and whatnot. Let me tell you, the South makes you weak. The reason that we will never conquer Russia is the tundra. The reason the 3 times America tried to invade Canada, we didn't make it past the tree line, but then also they just retreated north. Yeah. The South makes you fucking weak. Since 2014, I've lived in Florida and Virginia, and I'll tell you what, man, I'm so fucking cold up here. I'm so fucking cold. It's like my nips are just like
it's cold up there.
It feels like every one of my pores is buttoned up tighter than a tick's ass.
You live in fucking Maine.
I do, and the worst, it's not even like Maine. It's like the border of Maine and New Hampshire, and New Hampshire's cold too, but they have a dope ass state motto, so it's kind of like maybe your blood gets going when you hear "Live Free or Die." But Jesus, jumped up, Christ, is it fucking frigid up here?
So anyway, welcome to the Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy,
and I'm Hugh,
and I'm Rich, not Meg.
You're such a dick. Sorry, Meg. We know you're watching, but we had no control over that.
Meg's not watching. I think she's training this week. I think she's training for her new job. Her yob. It's a soft job.
So you started. Speaking of jobs, you started your new job this week.
Attaboy.
I did. I'm super excited. I started my first career. It's my first career. It's the first thing I've ever done that's not a job. It's a fucking career at the shipyard here in Maine. I'll be an electrician here in a few years after some education and hands-on training and whatnot. But this week and the last week have been like in dock and welcome aboard and your general courses and shit like that.
So up there in Maine, for the people that don't know, is where they build and work on Navy ships.
Boats. I think subs are boats.
Yeah, sorry, boats. That is.
Yeah, I think it's actually a very clear distinction, like submariner versus submariner.
We just pissed off half the audience. That's great. No, it's fun. It's funny when you think of places like Maine. You don't think that the Navy is going to be such an entity up that far in the north.
You're
northeast.
Right. And like if you Google the shipyard, you look at the shipyard and then you don't really realize until like a couple times into seeing it that the other half of the photo you're not looking at is the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
No mountains, no islands. There's no fucking channels, no rivers. Right there, key to the Atlantic. Right there.
You know what I think of when I think of Maine? Nothing, because I don't think of Maine. It's so cold.
It's
all the time.
It's not even like cold enough for the people who live here to really be worried. Submariner versus submariner.
Hey, Meg.
Meg.
It's 27 degrees right now. Last night it was 14 and felt like 2, but the locals are like,
yeah. How insulated is your homeless shack that you're living in?
It's actually not. So I went up to Camping World this weekend. I bought a 40-gallon propane tank and a splitter. So I have 60 gallons of propane sitting out in the front of me. But I got this little space heater thing too. So the cabin heat runs for once every hour or so, and then the heater turns on and off every 5 minutes, so it's not overheating. So it keeps the temperature at a nice like 70 degrees, which is hot if you're in the South. And it's been like 63 for a few days, but now I'm like, Jesus fuck, it's hot. I should turn this off. And then I click it off for a second, and then very quickly I was like, oh, mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah. No, but it's been a lot of fun. I've been trying to get back up here for like 7 years, man. I've been applied to this job.
Yeah,
man, I got them diamond cutters. Smuggling race over here. I've been trying to get back up here since I moved to Florida, and I know this time the only reason I got hired is I'm a quota hire because I finally put in disabled and veteran. So I know when I got that phone call, they were like, "Oh yeah, we got another one. All the federal government, get some of that tax write-off."
That's right. Let's check that box.
Honestly, the only way I could have been the only other thing that could have made me a more perfect hire is if I was a non-gender identifying person of color. And I think I could have just walked into any office, I think, and been a supervisor.
Oh, you just really narrowed that fucking spectrum down.
Well, I'm trying to find a way to at least mention that transgender people are now going to be allowed in the military without speculating the length of time this process is going to take. Now that we've done that, it's time to move on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the extent to what I want to fucking. Why is my thing going up over here? My fuck.
Did you rub it?
Jimmy.
Oh, I texted Pete. Pete listens to metal. I texted him because of our guest tonight. I said, "Hey, man, you should listen to tonight's show. We have a guest I think you like. You can win a free T-shirt and rub it in all the other JO's faces."
Yes. Well, speaking of our guests, my good buddy Chris Pervelis, and his one of his bandmates, Chris McCarthy, are going to be joining us here in a second from the group Internal Bleeding, which you'll be able to find them on all the social media outlets, including Spotify.
Yeah.
To listen to their music. So yeah, let's go ahead and bring it.
That's putting it really lightly, because Rich didn't just be like, "Oh, there's going to be a band here tonight." Rich reverted to what it must have been like when they told you, if you don't pass our class, you're not graduating high school. And all of a sudden you started researching very deeply the band and its members and its history tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, he was like an old fucking what was it? Rolling Stone intense fucking investigative journalist.
Listen, let me defend myself. Let me defend myself.
Oh, wait,
listen. Hang on. I have managed heavy metal bands. I've been a part of that scene, and I know these guys. They go into these interviews, they get asked the same damn questions over and over and over. What does Internal Bleeding mean? When did your band start? Tell us what your favorite album is. I didn't want to ask that shit. I want to ask them legit shit. So I looked them up. I watched their interviews, saw what they've already been asked, and I'm going to kill it.
To ask any of those questions. I'm glad you mentioned that. I will not ask any of those.
Don't ask. Cool. Let me favorite song.
Let me throw away my fucking questions. God damn it,
Billy, you had questions?
Rich, your show tonight, buddy. Here, look pretty.
All right, let me bring them in. You fucking clowns.
Welcome aboard, left Chris and right Chris.
Left Chris and right Chris. What's up, guys?
What's up, fellas?
Will you please tell them that you get tired of those same questions?
Yeah, no, I mean, any sort of time that I can be on any sort of platform, it's a stroke of my ego. So I don't really care what you ask me.
It's a stroke of my.
Well, it's been fun, guys. I'll catch you guys later.
You know, I've been answering the standard format questions for 30 years, and it does get a little tired.
You ever do them one after the other, like in the same day or the same weekend?
You know what? Back in the day when like record labels had money and you actually did record releases and you did what was called like a media day.
Yeah.
I would literally sit in front of a telephone all day and do interviews, and it'd be the same things over and over again. Then it gets exhausting. But now it's much more sporadic, and the world is a lot more opened up. So like when people from Malaysia interview us, they ask the basic questions. And that's all cool because a lot of, there might not be a lot of Malaysians who know the mundanities of the band,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You can't, you ever been on the phone and just had like a shit day and someone's asking you a question you've already answered 9 times and just be like, call Rolling Stone, I'm tired.
No, as a matter of fact, I've never done that. I've always kept pretty much my emotions in check and always tried to be enthusiastic. People want to know about our band. I should be, I'm pretty fucking lucky. I think both of us could say we're pretty fucking lucky that we get to run around the world with our stupid guitars.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's pretty incredible.
Doing stuff that people were like, you're never going to make it, or when are you going to get a real job, or when are you going to grow up? And you're over here like, hey man, how's that steel mill working out for you?
Well, I don't think people realize Internal Bleeding is a huge name just in the heavy metal, death metal scene. And I had heard of you guys long before I even met Billy. So you guys are a really big name. So to have you guys here, I'm not gonna lie, I'm nerding out a little bit.
Thank you.
But
we
saw your laptop take back.
Yeah, here's a smooth whiskey. And so
in other words, he just told you went from 6 to midnight really quick.
No, hey, So I think it's really neat you guys are here. So
thanks.
So you guys actually created a subgenre of death metal.
He did.
Well, yeah, Chris. What? So which is slam,
right?
Yeah. So that's pretty fucking.
Metal. It's an offshoot of New York hardcore. It's kind of like a mix of both with a little bit of, New York hip hop fucking based, grooves in there, and just what
happened when we first came out. Most bands back then were playing just like ultra fast, just grinding on mindlessly, and we were like, we're like hip hop boys, and we're like, why don't we make some sick beats that you just want to beat the shit out of people listening to?
It's fucking great. That's why every vet should be listening to this.
And doing a hit. So put on that new band. We're doing a hit tonight. There it is. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Right.
It's all about the groove and the I don't want to say bounciness, but it's
get you up and get you moving.
All our songs, even the fast parts, your head goes like this all the time because it's always groovy all the time, and that's our trademark, and a million bands have copied it, but I don't think anybody can reproduce exactly what we do.
And our original drummer, Billy Tolley, he coined the term slam back in the 90s, back in 92. And there's even flyers and t-shirts with it on it that you can date back to that point that, IB's been using that term before it was even referred to as a subgenre. Then other bands came along, like Devourment and not exactly Deeds of Flesh, but like Dehumanized. Bands like that came and kind of like expanded upon that sound and like took the groovy part. And then bands from that next era, like my original band Without Remorse, and then bands like Revenants and bands like Waking the Cadaver. And then that turned into whatever the hell happened today with like Viota's Murder and Ingested and bands like that.
Yeah.
I like that Revolver explains slam like this: death metal guitars, hardcore breakdowns,
right,
and hip hop infected vocals.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
You sit there and listen to you guys' music, whether it's back when it first started to your most recent album, and you find yourself just bouncing because it just really is. I mean, it's got that hip hop feel to it.
Right.
Definitely New York.
And when we write lyrics more as I would say hip hop people, right? Our hip-hop phrasing
people. That's how in touch with the streets we are.
What I mean.
Hip hop people.
But yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I put that on a t-shirt.
The songs aren't about fucking dragons and swords and fucking
monsters.
What I mean?
Yeah. You had now
Subway and fucking
You had like a whole album. You guys tend to have a not a thematic sense to every album, but it seems like every album has a very real psychological, mental approach to life, as opposed to I live in this fairy fantasy world. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but like you guys really attack that psychological side of things.
You're not going to see no IB albums with winged serpent demons on the cover or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, we just try to keep it real with the shit that is going on. The last album cover is kind of just a, front page of the news summed up, every day, different fucking awful fucking thing happening in the world that we decided to write a song about, I mean, there's songs about drugs, there's songs about war, there's songs about revenge, there's songs about
losing our drummer,
collapse of government, there's songs about, of course, Billy passing away in a accident, fighting a fire in 2017, but, there's no songs about fucking, vampires or fucking, I don't know.
That's not our thing.
Yeah, I managed a band in Charleston when I was living there, and their main song was Peter Pan Must Die. And I asked him one day, I was like, what is this all about? And it was all about like this fantasy world. I was like, why can't you just write something about real life? Why can't you do that? And he had no answer. Well, yeah, mainly because he was coked out. So
there you go. There's a place for some of that. Dio, dragons and shit. But you're not going to hear from us, man. And definitely not bands that are New York hardcore influence. It's just not really how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dio can pull up dragons anyway, too. So
right, and we worship the ground he walks on when he does it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So one of the things that really stood out to me, and Hugh, I know I'm dominating. I don't care.
I'm here for you, Boo Boo. You carry on with that.
So one of the things that really stands out, especially from you, Chris, on our left, Left Chris. Is your guitar solos are very crisp, very like Southern rock crisp. Was that something you intentionally do, or do you just not over distort?
That's that's a good question. I would never say. I guess the Southern. I would say any kind of, if you're thinking Southern rock, I'm thinking that. Well, no, on the solos there's not a lot of distortion. There's just enough,
right?
But it's my solos tend to be generally blues based, which is a lot of Southern rock is blues based.
It gives me chills to hear it. It gives me chills to hear it, but it's true.
What?
I hate when people go like, "Yeah, they're kind of bluesy." I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, but they are bluesy.
I know, but that's Black Sabbath based. I mean, you're channeling Tony Iommi and some of those fucking songs. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really put. And there's one solo over the fucking fast part in Final Justice.
That's shreddy.
It's pretty metal and shreddy.
Yeah,
good ones that you remember in your head are over like those like Black Sabbath-y parts that we have, and you really accentuate on that. You really do a nice job with it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's like I believe a solo should take a song somewhere and tell a story, and I think playing a million notes doesn't tell a story.
Right.
A great bend tells a story. A great melody tells a story, like the melody you put on the new demo that we have.
Simple as hell solo, but like it will just kind of work.
It's beautiful, and those are right.
50,000 people can go, whoa, whoa, kind of at the end of it. That's kind of what I want,
Yeah.
Right.
So, but thank you. I appreciate that. It stands out in the death metal world for sure, because nobody's doing like bluesy, clean, non-shreddy solos. So
they're just trying to see how fast they can go and how many times they can
do that. I mean, we have one song, Final Justice, where I shred like crazy, but it's like it's cool, but it's
It's taxing. I think it's taxing on the listener.
At some point, you're just following a formula. You're just following a formula. If you're not changing your music, if you're not exploring, if you're not branching out and trying new things, doing the same thing over and over, changing the words, maybe swapping a chorus here for a shred here or whatever, mixing it back and forth. But you're doing your same stuff. You're not trying.
There's certain key elements that have to be on every Internal Bleeding album, but there is if anybody out there has actually listened to IB, every album is different. I mean, also doesn't hurt that it's different dudes performing the songs on every album besides you.
But the mood is different.
But there are different feels to every album, and that's sort of on purpose,
Yeah.
We actually got a question. We got a question from Meg.
Meg's question is really good.
Knowing that your songs are about real things that actually happen, what is the emotionally hardest song for you to play?
Oh, well, I mean, so
that is a good question.
There are 2 songs on the last album that are about Bill Tolley. I don't think we play either of them.
No, we don't play Supreme Sacrifice.
Supreme Sacrifice is the song, and then Unreality is another song that's sort of about him lyrically. Now, we don't actually play those live. Those never made their way into the set, but when we play the song Final Justice, that's kind of fucked up to me because that's the last one we finished with him. And we did the video for that song came out a day after he passed away somehow. It was like
crazy,
most surreal timing and stuff like that to like try and celebrate this video in this weird time. And we like kind of used it because we were like, fuck it. This is like
it's a tribute to him.
Playing that song's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, we play it. It'll always be in our that song will always be in our set.
We're gonna play that forever.
Yeah, to honor Billy. Who was my best friend, and that was a horrible period. Oh my God.
Almost indescribable, dude. Pretty surreal and like pretty much the most terrible thing that I could ever imagine happening.
And I remember it's so fucked up. I was on the phone with Bill minutes before he actually died because he used to call me from his firehouse every morning and we'd bullshit, and we were talking about the video. I can't wait to release the video. Oh man, it's going to be awesome. People are going to love it. And we talked for a while, and then I called him back in the afternoon, and he wasn't answering his phone. And then, like 20 minutes later, I got the phone call, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" I was calling him. When I was calling him, his phone was probably ringing while he was like on the pavement,
Jesus.
To think about that is like I can't sleep at night when I think about stuff. I haven't talked about that in 2 years, but it was just. So that, Meg, that would be for both of us, I think, the most emotional.
Yeah, it's a fucked up one to play.
Yeah, but we do it.
And I'm sure some of the ones, some of the other older songs that you remember writing with them are fucking, there's one certain part in the call that is on our last album, Corrupting Influence. That song is called Surrounded from the Inside. And I remember the last time I ever hung out with him pretty much one-on-one in a musical setting was I went to his house because we couldn't get that transition.
Right. I remember that transition.
I was like, one day I was like, dude, I got out of work early. I'm coming over. You're learning that fucking part. It took us fucking forever, but we got it. Now when I get up to that part, I'll always remember him, no matter who's playing drums for it or if I'm listening to it in the car, it's just like that part will always kind of fuck me up too. But I mean, it is what it is, man. And he would have obviously wanted us to keep doing this shit. And, we just kind of deal with the feelings day to day as they come, Some days it's easier than others. Some days I'm just like,
yeah, absolutely.
It actually blows my mind some days. I'm like, holy fuck, did that really happen? It's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah, we've all been. We've all been there.
Surreal. The night that it happened. What was really surreal was the night that it happened. Were you on the back deck when the news came in and all that stuff?
Yeah, of course.
The news vans were lined up in front of my house.
So what firehouse was he part of?
Channel 7 News, CBS, NBC, all these fucking news outlets they like rushed to my house, and I can't believe I submitted.
That's got to be the worst feeling.
It was terrible. I cried in every interview. It was horrible, but I figured it had to be done because somebody needed to honor, Billy needed to be honored. And that was, I guess, my way, all of our way. We were all there, it was just, it was terrible.
Yeah, I did News 12, I think.
Yeah, you did News 12.
Of course, they didn't send the hot reporter for mine. This is the...
Yeah, punk bitches.
Yeah. They sent the fucking almost retired fat dude to my house, some bitch.
Right, exactly.
I was grieving. The least you could do is send me somebody to help out. Come on.
Yeah, it was pretty. It's a surreal time, dude. Almost indescribable, like I said. And
damn.
Very strange, man. Very fucking strange time. And we're still we're really close with his mom, and we're really close with his brother, who runs the Fires and Drums Foundation. He does a lot of charity stuff for first responder families and stuff. So that's really cool that he was able to make something really cool out of it.
Yeah, something positive to come out of it.
And well, you guys just had a concert online, a live concert. So It was virtual only on January 2nd.
Right.
And some of the proceeds for that went to Fire and Drums, right?
No, the proceeds from that didn't go to Fire and Drums, but we advertised Fire and Drums.
Okay. And, in honor of Bill. In honor of Bill,
and asked people to donate and stuff like that. So, and they did, because I saw a lot of people the next couple of days were posting on our Facebook page that they bought Bill Tolley Fire and Drums shirt. So that all that stuff goes to help, Bobby's charity. Excuse me. Yeah, you gotta cut that.
So tell us about doing a virtual concert.
Yeah, because I watched it. I watched it.
Do you play this when you're done? Do they cut to commercial while you guys make adjustments?
You watched it?
I haven't really watched it.
I watched it.
Like an ass, he watched it.
It was strange, man.
Yelling at my kids to shut the fuck up so I could listen.
We're kind of used to not having too much applause at the end of the song, so it wasn't too different. But no, it was kind of strange. It was cool. We had a good time. We played hard. Like it was like a music video that we had to play at full speed with no edits. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was pretty. Yeah, you guys were.
You're like, it's like a fuck it, we'll do it live, and because we have to.
Yeah, we just went with it, man, and
it was awesome. It wasn't the greatest
performance of our careers, but it was nice to get with the guys, and like it seemed like a lot of our true fans were able to fucking tune in and
enjoy it.
It was pretty good, man. It was pretty sick.
The best part was watching the chat room that was in there for the show. The shit that the fans were saying.
I only saw a couple of comments like, "I just kicked the baby."
One guy, that was the best one. He was like, "This is the greatest fucking thing. This is the greatest fucking thing to start off 2021. I just kicked the baby across the room."
Yeah, I heard the what is it called? I heard that the comments were awesome. I mean, I can't watch them. I saw a couple, like when the movie was going in the beginning. I saw a lot of people making cool comments, but everybody told me the comments were like hilarious.
One lady wrote. She wrote in there. She goes, "I'm so glad I paid for this. I'm so wet right now." Like,
Oh, nice. That's a good. Yeah, this is a good.
We don't get those. We don't get those comments.
Yeah, so the comments we get are like,
really bad taste.
Well, you know, Rich, if you grew your beard out more properly, we'd probably get a better following.
yeah, seriously, I don't know
Come
why
on,
you
man,
say.
help us out.
Jesus, Rich. Stop picking on you, dude.
Anyways, moving on. Now, is the
how many? You guys were you supposed to tour last year?
Yeah.
2020. Oh yeah, dude. There was like 3 big tours canceled, of course. So
How many shows?
Like 70 shows or something like that canceled. 70, 80 shows probably. Maybe more than that with other stuff that we didn't even have booked yet. But 2 30-day tours and 1 10-day.
Where were those tours supposed
tour.
to be at?
One was in America. One was a U.S. tour.
One was a full Europe tour, and then another one was a festival tour in Europe. So it was like big festival, then a small show, and then a couple small shows to get to the next big festival, and like 10 days worth of that kind of stuff in the Baltics.
Yeah.
Those European festivals are just something else, man.
They're great.
Insane.
I only watch them on TV.
She's from the Balkans. That seems like a kind of place she'd be from.
People love that crap over there.
That woman who got wet. She seems like a Balkans kind of gal.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It would have been a good show.
Oh yeah.
Now you guys have a YouTube type podcast like we do, and called Smoke Sesh. The performances you're showing right now, like the last few episodes, the beginning, is that from the live stream?
Yes.
That is from the live stream. That is one of the songs from the darkforces.com live stream. That song is, what song is that?
Falling Down.
That is from the Jim and a Copper album. That song is from 1999. If you guys out there on Facebook want to check it out, it's probably archived on our Facebook page. So
no, they can still watch the concert too.
You're kidding? It's still up.
It's still up.
You can watch the whole thing at darkforceslive.com for only $15 if you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to check out that free song, it's there. It is. If you want to pull it up, it's on our Facebook page. And last week's episode, I think it starts off right off the bat after the intro.
Yeah, it's right after the intro.
So I really am enjoying Smoke Sesh. I've watched the last few episodes. I do have a question that I wanted to ask. And this is just from someone who really caught up on all your videos. You recently changed lead singers, is this correct?
Yes.
Like a year and a half ago, maybe last October 2019, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because like I was looking at like videos of your singer from a little over a year ago to your videos now, and I'm like, either they got a new lead singer or their lead singer gained like 50 pounds during COVID and grew a beard, right? Like grew a beard, got a tattoo, like got really cool all of a sudden. And it just, I'm glad that you have a new lead singer because I was really worried. I felt like we need to have an intervention on Meg's podcast for your lead singer if that was the case.
No, there's the live stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's not Joe Marchese. Joe Marchese did not gain 60 pounds out of nowhere. No, Steve replaced Joe. Joe was unable to tour. He knew going forward that family obligations and work stuff, he just wasn't going to be able to tour in 2020. And we had so much stuff lined up that he was like, listen, guys, I'm going to keep holding you fucking back. Call up Steve. We think he's sick. He toured with us with Sacrificial Slaughter a few times. We knew he had the chops. He was like, I think Steve needs the gig. And that was it. Joe bowed out gracefully. We got Steve, and we did 2 shows in England, 1 show in New York City, and then 2 shows in Japan, all in the span of a week was for Steve's first run with us.
Now, what's it like when you're going from one lead singer to another? And I guess really this is for Left Chris, because you are the only original member. So what's it like? I mean, do you have guys lining up to get into internal bleeding, or
no,
or are you putting out like a Indeed, right? Like, what are you doing here?
We usually go with what you would call it like a known quantity. So we reach out to people that we think would be good. Like if we need a new singer, we reach out to people, and then if that doesn't work out, then we'll have auditions. But We try to keep it within our network of people that we know and trust. And, with this music that we play, the first time there was a lineup change in the band back in the first major lineup change was, I guess, 97 when we lost our first vocalist. I was like panicked. But now it's like, over the span of 30 years, you just have to realize that it's part of the business. I mean, not everybody can. I've carved out my life to be able to do this. I own a business. I have a good income for my business. I can make money wherever I go in the world. It doesn't matter. I just need my laptop. I know a lot of people can't do that. So finding committed people is going to be tough. And as people age, they're going to age out of the band because they have to grow up. I hate to say it, but they have to pay bills and they have to do that. So, it's just part of life and you just get used to it. And I don't know, I find it now, I find it great. A lineup change brought Chris into the band. It's probably one of the best things that's happened to me in years. It's injected all new life into my playing and our riff writing and our collaboration. So it's always, you have to look at it as a new opportunity and not a tragedy.
Yeah. And Chris McCarthy also brings a different scream to the group.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of like not on purpose. So I sing back up, or I sing one for the vocals in my other band, Without Remorse. Similar dynamic, with the lead singer, and then I kind of do the back and forth stuff, a little like hip hoppy style, mid-range. And our lead singer in 2013, when I first joined the band, was Keith DeVito, and we were in Europe, and there were just a couple parts. So he was like, "Hey, double up on that part with me," or "You do that part back and forth with me because there's a lot of syllables in that part. It'd be cool if you filled in on that part." And there were a couple parts that I ended up doing that during that tour when I was first in the band. And one night he goes, "Hey, you got free range, kid. You got a sick voice. Do whatever parts. Double me up wherever you want. Help me out, whatever, dude." He's like, "It sounded sick last night." So I did. I did a bunch of stuff. I did a ton of vocals that night. After the show, he looks at me backstage. He's like, "You did too many vocals." Over the course of that time,
I agree. Yep.
Between that time and the time we went to record our next album, From the Influence, he wasn't in the fucking band no more. So I just ended up like being like, "Do I do this on CD?"
Well, we wrote parts.
Final Justice had vocals back and forth in it when Joe Marchese joined the band. He was like, "You should just do this on record now. We should kind of change the dynamic a little bit because I'm apparently good at it," or whatever they thought. So we just kind of went with it. And now I'm just sort of like the 1/3 lead singer of Internal Bleeding somehow.
1/3 lead singer. I love it.
Yeah. I didn't plan on that, but it just kind of worked out like that. And people seem to like the dynamic. Some people don't, but it is what it is.
I like it. It definitely, because you had Joe who was kind of, his vocals were here pitch wise, and you just kind of stuck things in on that bottom side, that mid side. So not to get too technical, I apologize, Meg. For that. Billy's like, "Why the fuck did I invite him on this show?"
No, it's fucking perfect.
I love this.
I invited you on because I knew you knew who they were, so it was like, fucking little geek out session for you too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's awesome. So it's funny, like, Chris on the left, but it's funny because me and you know each other through the gaming community.
Yeah.
So we're both fucking gaming nerds in the sense, which is one fucking video game.
You said that so casually, like, no disrespect to left, Chris. Like, Billy, you're so young to have started out on like an MS-DOS platform of some kind, and that's where you started meeting people. But saying you met on a gaming platform is not exactly the full range of the truth, is it, Billy? Come on, Love Life.
No, we're on Xbox. No, we're on fucking Xbox. Playing a fucking video game.
How many
You're
years?
on Match.com. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, there it is.
It was Match. It was Match.com, and then it was like we were sending like cryptic messages to each other, and it got really awkward. Right. And I'm like, "Oh, look, here's my gamer tag. We could talk to each other. We'll play games
Billy,
together."
You were like 38 playing this video game.
Yeah, well, I am still 38, you fuck. But
hey, I'm twice his age, about so.
Yeah, so
but you look twice as good. So
thank you.
Yeah.
I like fast food too much, so I just let myself go. And just,
No,
Yeah,
but it's important.
so me
It's
and-
not that you just went on a gaming platform. Billy has been telling me forever. He's been playing this game, The Division, for the
years.
better part of a decade. So it's not that you just
Yeah.
met on a gaming platform. You guys met playing this online game, kicking the shit out of these little Korean boys,
Yep, pretty much.
little nerds that were staying up playing games against their parents' wishes.
Yeah, it's some of the funny shit that's gone on that game. The game's been out, so it's a Tom Clancy's The Division. If anyone is on Xbox, well, it's on every platform. But if you follow any of the Tom Clancy games, I started playing the first one literally when it first came out, which was I think 2015.
Yeah,
16,
something like that.
and then the second one came out in April of 19, and shortly after that, that's when we hooked up. And it's so in the game you have like a clan, so it's all like the guys you play with pretty much. And then but it's fucking, this game is just fucking addicting. It's like really bad. Like it's really bad to the point where like you're doing adult shit, like your everyday adult stuff. Like I'm raising kids, making sure they're getting their fucking homework done, doing my work, whatever, taking care of a household. In the back of my head, though, I'm like, fuck, I got to get on the fucking Division sometime today and fucking play, because if I don't, it's like a crack addiction. It's like fucking horrible. It's really bad. But no, that's where we. It's
not even about. It's not even. You know what? It's so much of it isn't even about playing. I mean, we play and we try to do well, but it's about the comedy that we produce.
It's fucking,
playing.
It's really bad, and I wish it would get so lost in translation on here. But I want to find a way to record the shit that gets said on this game, and then to other people that play the game. Like when we have newbies come in and they're like, we've had people like, did you just say that? Like, did that really just? I was like, yeah. I said that I want to fucking fill the streets with blood of a fucking virgin village. Like, yes, that's what I fucking said. This is great. Like, oh, did you hear the sound of the bullet ripping through his head? It sounded so realistic. Like,
I can see Billy over there, like on his laptop for work, and he's like having a meeting. And in the back of his head, he goes, "If I don't play the Division, how is Spank Muckney 69 going to know that his mother sucks cocks in hell tonight?"
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That is exactly it.
Billy's like playing games like, "Fuck your mom." Yeah, I'll tell her you said hi.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, tell mom I said hello. I'll be home in 20 minutes.
Anybody watching can join our clan too, and they can find out exactly what the comedy's all about. Because it's pretty
right, Chris. Do you play this?
No, man, I'm not too much of a gamer, dude. I mean, I love like OG, like Sega Genesis and PlayStation 1 growing up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Then I just recently, like a year or two ago, I bought a PlayStation 4 just for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
okay.
That is a good fucking game.
That's the last one you
That's
played?
like the last game I've even bought or played.
That is a good game, though. That is a good game.
I downloaded a Street Fighter collection recently just to play that.
Yes.
But it's like stupid. This like our clan, which is what, 35?
Yeah.
There's about 35 of us in there.
That's a lot of people. I thought clans like capped out at like 10 or something.
No, it's up to 50. But you can go into the game and track to see like where your clan is ranked. So I'm in there one day and I scroll. This was a couple weeks ago. I scroll all the way down to the bottom and it said 93,400 something clans in the world on Xbox. So there was an option that said scroll to your clan. So I clicked L2 and we were ranked 256th in the world. And I'm like, that's so pathetic. Like, that's way too much time playing this fucking game. Like,
that's because Sacred Savage is on 24 hours a day.
Yeah, we have one of the guys in our clan. He literally doesn't log off. Like, you can see he's on 24 hours a day. Yeah, he's in his mother's basement. I hope he's watching this.
Is there a way to compare the actual contribution you've made to the number of children you've made cry?
Yeah, what it is you can go and see how many people have blocked you. Your gamer tag, and that's pretty much all the 12-year-olds you told to go fuck yourself and tell mom I'll be home for dinner. And that's pretty much the way that works.
That's the number of times you've been like, call your mom, tell her she did a terrible job raising you.
Oh yeah.
So Andrew has a good question. Hey, put Andrew's question up there. That's a really good question. Chris, what you drinking?
Rose & Co. Irish whiskey.
That's Roe.
Oh, it's Roe. Sorry, Roe & Co.
If you're from New England, it's Rose & Co. Just like up in Maine, it's not vodka, it's vodka.
Vodka.
Yeah, there are rules that I did not know existed.
I was
carry on.
I was given this as a gift. Yes, last week on our Smoke Sesh by our guests from the Heavy Hole podcast.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
you didn't put a number on that. That was only 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know.
Now, listen, you're here for a good time, not a long time. So,
and it's surprisingly smooth. He told me it's only like $28, $30 max. It's a very smooth, very good whiskey. It has a nice bit of caramel to it, a little bit of spice, but it's very smooth. I really like it.
And folks, that's how you pitch to get a whiskey company as a sponsor.
Caramel or caramel?
Is it? Yeah,
You savages.
You savage.
What is it? Let me hear it.
Is it pecan or pecan? Is it
Don't get me started.
They're
Don't get me
individual
started.
pecans, but it's pecan pie.
pecan. It's pecan because it's not pronounced peacock. It's peacock.
All right, so Rich is from Georgia.
I understand it's regional. I get it, potato vodka, but I'm sorry, there is a
So there's actually
there is an M in it. You're right. You're right.
there's a whole reasoning behind it, but yeah, whatever you guys want to use, it doesn't matter.
You know what?
It's
Rich, if the only thing you have to worry about is how people pronounce that word, you're in a good spot because so my brother has lived here for a long time. His family's lived up here for a long time. So, and we watch like the 4chan videos where they make fun of people from Maine. And I thought this was just like a gimmick. Apparently, I was woefully misled because I'm in my shop listening to these guys telling these stories in this tone and accent that I can only understand like every fifth word. And this is how they speak all day. Like, hey, Bob, what you do this weekend? Oh, yeah, if I hammer down, throw it, brah! I'm like, oh my, what are those?
What are those words?
You guys voted with that dialect? Oh my God. Did you know what box you checked? Jesus.
I like the red crayons, Mommy. They're the nicest ones.
It's fucking funny because one-on-one, they talk exactly like me. And I wouldn't say that I have a dialect because having lived in many different places. But another local person gets next to him. And the best way that I have it is when your white friend hangs out with a bunch of black people. And then they start to talk differently. That's what happens when these people meet another local around them. Just the whole way they talk changes. And I'm like, who are you? The other guy. You were just talking to me about electrical theory. What was 11 of those words? You said how many words? Oh my God. I have a lot to learn. I gotta get
I will say Billy's accent is a little bit more New Yorker today. Probably because we have Chris and Chris.
Because in the green room, we were talking to Chris, and you can hear Billy's up there like gabagool. Thanks, Ma. I love you.
Yeah. So forget about it. Fucking you too. No, I mean it's like my Long Island accent.
Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island. God. My Long Island accent. I've lost it. You know, being in the Navy.
Lost it.
And it was I watch old family old VHS family movies that my mom still plays in the VCR to fucking embarrass us when we come home for the holidays once a year. She's like, "Oh, remember when you did this in 3rd grade?" I'm like, "Yeah, every December 24th, you have to fucking remind me." Of course I remember. So, but I heard it was really awkward when I could hear my accent, how my own accent changed from when I was.
Because you realized how fucking terrible and atrocious you sounded before
it was absolutely horrible.
Mine's getting worse.
Yeah, it's
over the years, and I don't care. I mean,
that's how most old New Yorkers get.
I've had some funny incidents at like McDonald's or stuff, like when we're on tour or something, and I like I'll order a coffee or something, and the girl would be like, "Can you say that again?"
Oh yeah.
Of course I get all New York. I'm like, give me a fucking coffee.
Yeah, give me coffee.
and these like 15-year-old girls are like, they get all their friends from behind the fry counter, and they're like, "Can you say it again?"
Yeah, they're getting wet for sure.
Yeah.
Just give me a large coffee and a side of sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, it's funny. It's funny here where I live.
They love the New York accent. They love it. It's great.
I wish it was like that where I live in North Carolina. They fucking hate New Yorkers here.
Oh yeah, because you're
Oh,
against?
so it's I was in the gas station and I'm with the kids and they wanted drinks and a fucking bag of chips or whatever. So I put it on the counter and the lady asked me, she goes, "Are those your children?" And I went, "No, I picked them up outside." just fucking joking around. She goes, "Oh, bless your heart." And in my head, if my children weren't there, I was like, I want to be like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" Like,
bless your heart. That's like,
yeah,
that's
bless my heart.
What is that something for? It's like, oh, bless your heart, or it's like, oh, honey, bless your heart, and oh, honey, or something for like, you fucking moron.
Yeah, it was a nice way for her to tell me to fuck off while I'm picturing bouncing her head off the countertop.
Well, now we're so lazy in the South. We're just like, bless.
Yeah, bless.
Yeah,
or hey,
bless.
Hey, Shug. Yeah. I hate that shit. Hey, Shug.
Hey, baby.
You ever been hit with a cinder block, you fucking whore? I'm just saying. Like the shit they say that they're so passive. At least in New York.
That's why Billy gets banned but gets blocked by the kids because they're like, I fucking shot you. You ever been hit with a cinder block, you little punk bitch?
So it's like at least in New York when I go back home and someone it's like fuck you, no fuck you. At least I know what I'm getting. Here they're so passive aggressive. It makes me even angrier, and I'm just like I am literally planning out in my head how to murder everyone in this town right now. Like it's just like fuck this. But yeah,
I think we can all agree that nothing is worse than going to Minnesota or Michigan, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In the winter, it's bad. I mean, like Kansas and like those middle states were slightly worse somehow.
Yeah, I'll say that Kansas is awful.
There's nothing to look at, and they sound like fucking whack jobs.
Iowa sucks ass. Nebraska sucks ass.
Sucks ass.
Well, we know where Eternal Bleeding's not touring this year, so. So you guys,
I went up to Michigan when I was dating this girl. Went up to visit her family, and I tried so hard not to laugh every time her mother spoke because she's such a sweet woman, but she's from this tiny area in Michigan, this small town. It was like a big deal that a Taco Bell or a Wendy's, Arby's is what it was. She's like, "Oh, we're getting Arby's." Now it's how did she fucking say it? Man, I can't even remember, but I remember I was gonna pee myself trying not to laugh in the back seat, and my girlfriend, she was like, "Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it." I'm like, "This is what you sound like. This is you. I'm gonna laugh forever. I'm never gonna find this not funny."
It's fucking great.
Is now I know 2021 is a little different. 2020 just sucked. Let's just all admit, especially for you guys in Eternal Bleeding. Yeah, you did, but not Internal Bleeding.
No, I was not here.
Tell us, do you guys have any tours planned, or what's the future look like? What's 2021 look like?
I mean, we're supposed to be doing some of those same festivals that were canceled last year in Europe again, Obscene Extreme and whatnot, but looks they might be canceled. Who knows? I honestly don't know. So we haven't even got plane tickets yet or anything like that. We just don't know. There's a festival in Southern Illinois, almost like Tennessee drivable, called Full Terror Assault in September that we're supposed to be on the main stage of, that I don't know if it's really going to happen or not, but
we're hoping.
We're on it. We're on the flyer. So like, if
God, that just fucking sucks.
We just don't know. Honestly, we've just been writing tunes and just kind of taking it day by day, man. It's not. It's obviously not ideal, but every other band on planet Earth is in the same boat. So it's not like it's just us that the world is shit.
Yeah.
Do you ever find it weird some of the places that you tour to?
Pardon?
Do you ever find it weird some of the places that hold the concerts for the people that are interested, that like really want to hear your music? Like it's
sure.
Yeah.
Because you haven't mentioned Vegas or LA or New York or Seattle, but like Illinois.
Yeah, sure.
Very strange. I mean, the Midwest obviously does have a big metal scene and stuff. And some of those are the places that like where they can rent a big ass field for a fucking $100 and get a ton of sick.
Yes. I was like, yeah.
Probably not as easy as fucking New York City.
Round trip flights, $120. The Best Western, $16 a night. Fuck yeah, let's hold a metal concert here.
Oh wait, didn't we played in a hotel banquet room? The Red Lion
in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, we played it.
Oh my God, really?
Right. So we're playing this this show, and I'm taking a break. I go out of the show, I walk, and there's a convention going on for like Filipino female doctors.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I'm walking through the crowd, waving to them all.
Like what the?
That's fucking hilarious.
Filipino female doctor.
Red Lion Hotel.
Dentist convention.
Something like Filipino dentists or something like that. Now, who knew that was such a thing? But they have an organization and it's strong.
They got so excited about
we headlined their convention.
Yeah, they're like internal bleeding. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah, they love
this. It's going to be a great subject to discuss.
Welcome to the Filipino Dental Association of Dentists with special metal musical guest, internal bleeding. Some of them were like, I was like, out of respect, yeah. But like,
yeah, we had a good time. Hey, there's nothing wrong with impacted molars and internal bleeding, you know.
So what's the number one best place that you guys have ever held a show at? Like that really sticks out or done a tour?
11 out of 10 would go back.
Craziest show of all time, biggest show of all time was probably in Jakarta, Indonesia. We played like 10,000 rabid psychopaths.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Jakarta?
Chris, in Jakarta. Chris is understating the word rabid. I mean, it was literally the most insane.
Okay.
We didn't even get off the fucking. We got off the airplane, and the security guards wanted, and the border patrol and the equivalent of TSA. We could have brought in M60s. All they wanted to do was take pictures with us. And we're like, can we please leave the airport? Because everybody wants to take pictures with us. It was the craziest. They were all metalheads over there.
I love it.
That's pretty fucking awesome, though.
It was great. And what was even better is we played, and then there was a fucking monsoon right after we played.
Wow.
Torrential. Collapsed the overhangs from the stage and everything.
Yeah, I want to say it was during the band. Maybe Walls of Jericho was playing, and it started happening, and they maybe got a few songs in.
Right.
And then I remember they had to stop, and it was terrible. It was terrible. Like
I never saw rain like that.
From North Carolina.
Like the makeshift stage, they were pulling up, and one of them
they
popped, and it fucking fell all over like a light rack, and it shorted out the lights, and I don't know if they got to finish or not, and it killed the vibe of the show for a couple hours. But that was cool. I mean, it was insane. Our set was literally insane. It was like one of those life affirming, like, this is pretty cool. This is kind of what I imagined rock star shit is. Japan was honestly insane, dude. It was like one of the coolest tours, successful wise. I mean, we made a good amount of money, and the fans were so appreciative, and the shows were awesome, and the travel and the experience was just insane. But a good European tour is honestly sick, man. You get some really sick shows and some sick fans out there that really know their shit, and you sell a lot of T-shirts on a good European tour. It's fucking sick, man.
It's great, and like we were talking earlier about like the Baltic states. Like when we go to like Romania,
Czech Republic,
I can imagine. I can only imagine.
It's in fucking
out.
There are a bunch of fucking crazy bastards over there anyway, so I'm sure they were just like,
oh my god,
must have been intense.
It's fucking insane. It's insane. It's incredible.
There's some sick places in the States though, man. I mean, like
Chicago's great.
Chicago, you're right. Chicago always goes hard.
California's great.
LA usually goes hard.
Texas.
Bay Area usually goes hard. Dallas and Houston usually go hard as fuck for us.
I can see Dallas. Yeah,
Dallas is great, man. Dallas is awesome.
I think I'm a little surprised at Texas in general.
Oh no, those fucking
no
fucking Cowboys, man. They'll fucking got the windows down in their pickup truck blasting this shit. Oh my god,
they're sick down in Texas.
When I was stationed down there, that was fucking metal and death metal and all that was just like the go-to down there. It's crazy. You think you really think it's gonna be like fucking Ken, as you joked before, Kenny Chesney and fucking all that shit, but no, it's really not. It's like
there's a lot of good places in the States, and then you have to go through a lot of shit though to get through not shit, but you have to go through a lot of humdrum shows to get to the meaty
places that you like that you enjoy, where you have a good time and it's a successful show.
Yeah, but we make the best of it. I mean, we played. Where was that place in Texas that we played where we actually slept in the venue?
Odessa, Texas, the worst show of all time. Maybe one top 3 worst shows I ever played.
That was.
He said that so fast. He's like top 3 worst shows ever. Odessa, Texas.
We're talking to the promoter of their show, and we're like, so we're supposed to get sleeping accommodations for the show.
He's like, yeah, you can just pull the van in here. We're like, in here.
You say in here, motherfucker? Like,
yeah. And we all got the whole tour package they left the fucking PA on. The tour package got completely liquored up, and we started, and like Ryan, our bass player, was DJing, and all these adults, all these grown men were all fucking drunk, like slow dancing with each other and fucking playing like playing in sync and just like throwing furniture around. It was great.
it's the fucking greatest thing ever.
There was
I love it.
There was literally like 6 people at the show, and
the best of it.
And our vocalist beat up 2 of them. Yeah, it was like one drunk guy at the show. He was bothering our bass player, right?
Right. He was getting in like Ryan's face and giving him the finger, and like Ryan was just kind of going with it because he had both of his hands full. He's like, "This fucking guy do it." And Steve just kind of came over and kicked the guy on the chest, and the guy fell over.
Like you kicked him in the chest.
Yeah,
that's fucking great. Just like this
probably
is
not as hard as that guy kicked that baby.
Yeah, at least he's not throwing babies. That's fucking good.
We played a great show. We played a great show way before Chris was in the band in 1994. We played a hockey rink all the way up in a place called Amqui in Canada, way north. Okay. Sold out. The whole hockey rink was filled, and it was like almost like a professional size hockey rink. And there probably was like 7,000 people there, 8,000 people there.
Shit.
And we played, and they wanted us to do an encore, and we didn't have any more songs. So we played the same exact set again. So we played 2 of the same exact set. They wouldn't let us off the stage. That was pretty incredible. The whole floor looked like a toilet bowl because up in Canada they do this like big circle pit thing. So like the whole ice skating rink was one giant fucking toilet bowl swirling around. It was
that fucking circle mosh pit.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen that on watching videos and stuff. But
Indonesia is the wildest. And I remember before we played, we traveled all the way here for this. There was nobody.
Nobody there. Like
nobody.
23 hours of flying.
Nobody.
And
there
117 degrees out, like literally maybe 115 on outside, sticky as fuck. And there was just like maybe a couple dozen people scattered in this big ass field, big ass, real ass Metallica stage outside stage. We're each 50 feet away from each other. Big ass, real deal. Like if you picture in a concert in your head, you're picturing this arena and stage. You know what I mean?
Wow.
A dozen people kind of just like up against the fence, the barricade, and we're just like, oh man. Oh, this is gonna stink. And we tune up, and another few minutes go by, and we hit that bam. The first note, we turn around. There are 10,000 people just swirling in a giant, crazy fucking mosh pit. It was insane, dude.
We're like, where the fuck did these people come from?
It was fucking.
They weren't there a minute ago. They were not there a minute ago. Then I found out because it's so hot out, they're off the side of the field in the woods in the shade.
I was going to say,
trying to keep
out of the shade.
We'll stand out there to get a good spot. They're like, bitch, we live here.
It was brutal, dude.
It was brutal. It was 115 degrees.
The hottest show I've ever played, the hottest I've ever felt outside, dude. Eyes blinded by sweat the whole time. My hands were soaked like I dunked them in water the entire time. I could barely play the guitar, but it was insane, dude.
But it was like one of the best fucking shows ever.
I mean, maybe the best one. When I think in my head, I'm like, that was the one. Like,
I don't think people really can grasp.
Affirming that okay, I did it. Like nobody I know does stuff like this. You know what I mean? Kind of feeling.
Yeah, I don't think people can really grasp when you're standing up on a stage and you look out and there's 10,000 human beings just fucking standing in front of you, and you're just like, oh, they're here for me.
Pretty weird. Well, the whole festival. We went on at the right time, and
For
some reason, brutal death metal is insanely popular in Southeast Asia. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. But it's so popular. It's popular like rap is here in the States. You know what I mean? Every kid has a black T-shirt with some sort of evil monster thing on it and a flat brim hat with an unreadable logo. And for some reason, we are like the Pope of that band, of that style of music. And people finally got to see us, and they let us fucking know, dude, that they were ready.
That's fucking great.
Well, like you said, it was life affirming.
Insane, dude. Stage diving, people coming over the barricade, people grabbing at Joe Marchese while he's trying to do vocals. Just like I was able to, I did this, and like 10,000 people did that at the same time. And I was just like, you know what I mean?
Like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. So
and it was
do you guys have video like on YouTube or anything of that?
Yeah, there's some video of Indonesia.
I have the whole. I don't know how much is on YouTube, but I actually have the whole HD, a bunch of it in HD format from.
Oh, that's awesome.
Derek Boyer from Suffocation was filming it on his phone and like uploaded the whole thing to his computer that night, and I have it on my laptop. Like some really sick fucking footage.
Wow. It was incredible.
Send us some of that stuff. We'll get our Billy and our other producer to just like on Thursday while we're not doing anything. We'll just stream your Jakarta concert. Apparently, it's so fucking baller. If I ever get leave on a deployment, that's 100% where I'm gonna fucking go. We get the government to fly me to Jakarta because apparently it's got fucking baller.
Yeah, I want to start something that because we have obviously a ton of veterans that watch the show. I want to see how many we can get to fucking hold up internal bleeding signs on deployment or fucking.
Oh, that would be sick.
In front of a fucking tank and stuff like that. He was going to Africa.
Now I know during the first Desert Storm, I have a lot of pictures of guys out in the field holding up our Driven to Conquer album.
Oh wow!
And writing to me saying, "Well, this was fucking, while we were letting off rounds, this was playing in the background. While we were cruising through the desert, Driven to Conquer is the greatest song. You don't know feeling when you're in a fucking Abrams tank and you're cranking that song through all the speakers in everybody's head, and you're doing 50 miles an hour in the desert. It's the greatest feeling in the world." So I got a lot of letters back then from that. So that's really heartwarming. That in some way we provide some joy to some people. It's a great thing.
No, music I can speak for all of us here. Music on deployment is huge, is huge, especially when in the rare time that you get some downtime, or when you're in in the tent, or you're in your shop on the ship. You're in your shop on the ship, or you're deployed in your shop or whatever. I can say no matter what it is, there's always some form of music that is playing. But then when you have music like you guys, or music that everyone in that shop or whatever, or in that unit all likes it just makes that fucked up time when we're deployed go by that much quicker, and it brings a little piece of home out there in the field. So for you guys to have service members holding your fucking albums up, and I know you're like, that's really cool, but it's a huge deal. It really is.
Believe me,
it really is. And I know, but I'm just saying from our standpoint, those like albums like yours and other musicians really truly get you through deployments, because there's times when I deployed, and this was just before this was during the transition from CDs to digital. I remember, my mother and father, this is when, I was 18, 19 years old. What do you want in a care package? Well, just Dad, go to the store. Chris, I told you that my dad, I grew up on the same thing, Black Sabbath and all that stuff. Dad, just go buy me a bunch of CDs from the Port Jeff record store down in Port, down Port when it was still open.
Music Den?
Yeah, down in the Music Den down there. Yeah, so that's like that was my dad's.
West Side of the Sick for $2 there.
Yeah. So I would just tell him to go grab just a bunch of random fucking music, and then send it. And that's what he would do. He put care packages, and I get it with like 40 CDs in it, shit he just grabbed off the rack, and I'd hand them out. You're like, I don't listen to this. Does anyone want this? But it really is. It's a big fucking deal.
I'm sure it is, and it's when I got those pictures, it was a big deal to me. What?
I know the other record store you're talking about, that's actually Downport, like on Main Street on the corner over there, that little building.
Yeah,
that is now a Kilwin's Candy and Ice Cream Shop.
That's fucked up.
It's almost as good as the record store. Let's be honest. It's pretty great.
It's like, what was it? The ice cream shop that's down there. What the hell is it? The Frigate.
The Frigate. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. See, I miss.
Like I told you, dude, I smoke weed over in the parking lot of and then I go get ice cream. That's kind of like
you sit there and watch the sunset as you get high as fuck, and then go get ice cream over at the Frigate.
I mean, you might as well enjoy yourself, right?
At BMW there this summer.
So as you're smoking, do you go, I really need a vanilla cone right now?
Yeah, no, they have like a peanut butter fudge. It's insane, dude. I go in there, I get the dip cone and the peanut butter fudge, and yeah.
I love that you have it mapped out. You're like, this is my go-to. This is what I'm doing.
Like 7 minutes in my apartment, so it's like one of those things.
It's fucking great.
I want to say, Chris Pervelis, left, Chris. Thank you for continuing IB, continuing that scene. Even when it possibly could have died out, you continued. As a veteran, I can say, just like Billy was saying, music like what you guys put out puts us in our shops and we're able to bob our head. We're able to enjoy the music, and we're not listening to, old pop music. We're listening to what you guys are performing. So I just want to tell you, thank you for what you do for us as veterans and for our guys who are still serving. So thank you so much. Because
absolutely.
You do, whether you realize it or not, you do make it possible for our boys and our women to go overseas, do what they've got to do, and come home. You make it bearable when it's not bearable. So thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. That means that it kind of leaves you a little speechless when you hear that. But thank you. I really, both of us, all the band, we all appreciate that. I was never in the military, but I can relate. Music got me through horrible times in my life, so I get it. And it's one of the reasons I play music, is because I know that it helps. It helps me personally, my mental state. But I just, over the years, I've been told by numerous people how we've helped them through hard times and things like that. And that shit, that shit's priceless. You can't put a price tag. You can't put a price tag on that. When when I'm on my deathbed in 5 years or whatever, hopefully not. But when I'm on my deathbed, I can look back at some of that stuff and say, you know what? Maybe I didn't make fucking $50 million, but I helped a lot of people out. I'm not a social worker, but I helped a lot of people out in my own way, and I did good. I did good for the world, even though
You did, huh?
I'd like to try to think so.
No, I mean,
when you look at like metaphysically, we're doing good. It's just, maybe the lyrics don't express that we're doing good, but we help people through. I know we help people through hard times, and we help people through the good times too. And I think that's significant,
No, absolutely.
And humbling at the same time.
So did you guys want to do, we were talking about it. I don't know if you want to do it now or we can plan something later. Do you guys want to do that t-shirt giveaway?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
All right. So how are we going to do this, Chris? Because we were talking about
which shirt is it? Let's see. What shirt is it?
It's a shirt that's not on our web store.
Oh, come on.
This is a one of one.
All right. First
Rich
person
are automatically exempt.
that can name 3 of our albums. I don't know. Who cares?
All right. Yeah. First one in the chat.
Rich had a really good question. What was your question that you posed? If they answer it, they win it, Rich.
Me?
Come on.
What year our first album came out, right?
Yeah. What year did the first album come out?
Okay, so that's what it is.
Go with that one. Forget what I said.
Go on Spotify, Google, whatever you have to fucking
Tell them what to do.
Yeah, don't tell them.
do whatever you have to do. Find out the
This will determine the
first
winner of
album.
the episode.
No, Billy will.
Oh, Billy will.
yeah, and then
Or Rich, like you or
All right. I don't really know how this is working. I'm just talking here.
Oh, me neither. I just drink and talk. Comment in the comment thingy. The year their first album came out, Richard will cry call you, congratulating you.
I'm not calling anybody.
And
one of you guys needs to take down the size. Andrew's got the shirt, so he can't answer the question.
Andrew is exempt.
Yeah, Andrew's exempt.
We appreciate you being here, but sorry, Broham.
Well, I'm exempt, and I don't even have the shirt, Andrew. So there's that.
Well, maybe with a better attitude, you could get one.
With a credit card, you can certainly get one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if we'll give it 24 hours. The first person to
Yeah, and then you
comment
just
in.
find out who it is and send me the address, and we'll ship the shirt out to you.
Yeah, we'll get it all taken care of.
I feel like that's a lot better question than what I wanted to ask, and that's who is Chris and Chris's favorite football team? I did that kind of research.
Initially.
That's totally true.
Yeah,
It's true for me,
True
but
for
it's
him.
half true
It's
for
like
him.
it's like
He likes the merchandise more than
superficially
the,
true for me. I will.
It looks pretty when I wear it.
It looks cool on stage. It's man
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it looks really cool.
Well, guys, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. It's truly an honor, and I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, we're cool as fuck, man. Well, you guys are sick as fuck, and it's a really cool show that you guys have, and a really sick setup, man.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, you guys, you're
promote.
Before we forget,
promote the shit out of it.
Unique Leader Records put out this little number, 2018. It's our most recent album, Corrupting Influence. Guys, if you guys out there want to pick it up in a physical form, it's available
at either indiemerch.com or uniqueleaderrecords.com.
Uniqueleaderrecords.com.
I would say it's available at record stores, which it is, but I don't know if you're allowed to go to record stores.
Yeah, no, I've been to a few. It's probably available at Looney Tunes Records if you guys are here on Long Island and you're listening. So yeah, and if you guys just want to check it out,
Billy, at the end, we should have them.
It's on Google Play.
Yeah, it's on everything.
It's probably on YouTube. Some dickhead probably ripped it and put it up there. You know, and I'm not making any money off that. So it's kind of how it is.
We're not making any money on Spotify either.
But yeah, check it out, guys. If you guys haven't listened to it and you guys want to give it a shot, and like I said, on our Facebook page, we have a clip from our most recent live stream of the song "Falling Down" from the darkforces.com live stream. And that's really it, man. Thank you guys for having us, dude.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. We really appreciate it.
We'll have you guys on the sesh. We'll have a bunch of laughs.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And,
but you all have to drink. You all have to either drink or smoke.
Oh, deal.
Oh, hell, I can do
both.
This is half filled with basil.
I'll sit on the other side of my camper where the window is.
Yeah, right. with the other, he's on a hobo farm. It's all campers out there. And,
sure. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, yeah, guys, stick around in the green room. We're gonna close this out. We'll chit chat for a little bit after.
God bless.
See you soon.
Later, guys.
That was so cool.
I want to
fucking Rich is geeking out. I want to apologize real quick. I want to apologize for the fucking technical glitch I had earlier. What happened was I have to move this fucking stupid cord setup I have right here. I kicked loose the fucking power cord to the camera, so it froze it on that last image it had. And then I had to call my daughter in here because I'm in freak out mode. She's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you're 11. How do you not have your shit together? Like,
well, I
want to thank Rich for just killing it on the interview tonight. Like,
man,
it was almost like your first interview, and it's like I even wrote when I shared it on my Facebook. I'm like, Rich kind of put me to shame here. Did some actual research. And I just poured myself another drink, and that's how I start the show.
Yeah, but Rich threw it in our face before the show. He's like, "Look, I took notes. Did you guys take notes?" And I'm like,
"These guys little thing is going over. He took all these fucking notes. Fuck you guys. I'm ready."
So, Rich, it was.
But you got to understand, like, I come from this world, so
yeah,
I do.
You love it. You're interested in it. And you're a part of it, and it's
and a lot of people. A lot of people we interview, they don't get quote unquote the same questions over and over and over. So I just want to make sure they didn't get that from us.
Andrew,
just that.
Thank you. Andrew just wrote, great show, gentlemen. God bless you, and thank you for your service. Andrew, thank you so much. Thank you for watching the show. Please share the fuck out of it for us.
Yeah, he was very interactive tonight.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. We love having our viewers in here as chatting it up as much as you did, Andrew. So thank you very much. But guys, another awesome show. 2021's been pretty fucking good to us so far this year. Hugh and I corrected myself. I didn't even get out me. I didn't even get out the word me. So you're learning. You're learning me, Hugh.
I'm learning you.
Our merch should be dropping sometime within the next few months, so keep a lookout on that. Remember, also, we do have a new website that's up, so go check out the website at libertyriskpodcast.com. You can find us the past 12 shows are up there so far. But you also have
some highlight episodes too.
And some highlight episodes. Yep, and also the links to all our social media and our podcasting platforms. You can also go in there, and if you have any questions or anything you want to see for future shows, please let us know. We're always open to suggestions on how to improve and guests that you want to bring on, or if you're a possible guest or possible sponsor, because those are always awesome. Let us know and contact us over there at libertyriskpodcast.com. Guys, I think I pretty much covered everything. Rich, thank you again for jumping in and being on the show with us tonight. Hugh, you got anything? or you're just gonna smile really awkwardly. All right, fuckers. We'll see you next Monday.
I'm all right. Yeah,
We'll
you know how I feel about the self. You know how I feel about the self-promotion thing. It makes me uncomfortable. I let you do that. I'll say goodbye and
just
drink it.
Just lean back and rub your left nipple, and I'll be okay. But there we go, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See you next Monday at 7:30 p.m. Take it easy.